There seems to be a strange pattern in Hollywood. So many child stars once captured the hearts of the world, only to grow up and find that same spotlight turning into a weight they could no longer carry. From Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap, to Miley Cyrus in Hannah Montana, all were childhood idols who stumbled when the lights grew too bright. And Shia LaBeouf was no exception. He first made his mark with Even Stevens, before breaking into global fame through the 2000s blockbuster Transformers. As Sam Witwicky, the awkward, brave kid who fought alongside the Autobots against the Decepticons, Shia became the face of a generation raised on action and adventure. In 2008, he stood shoulder to shoulder with legend Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That moment cemented his place in movie history, a young actor standing among icons. But from that very peak, the line of his career began to bend toward chaos, controversy, and self-destruction, a journey few truly understood. Behind the stage lights, Shia LaBeouf's childhood was full of broken pieces. He was born in 1986 in Los Angeles. His father, Jeffrey LaBeouf, was a Vietnam War veteran, a circus clown, and a man who lived off unstable jobs. The wounds of war left a heavy shadow inside him. He fell into drugs, became addicted to heroin, and even spent time in prison for assault. His temper was volatile, strict one moment, chaotic the next. And that instability carved deep marks into Shia's early years. In contrast, his mother, Shayna Said, a belly dancer and street artist, was gentle and creative, but powerless against the burden of daily life. After the marriage fell apart, she raised Shia alone in hardship, often unable to pay rent, sometimes having to live crammed into tiny apartments in poor neighborhoods of Los Angeles. Shia grew up between two extremes, a strict, troubled father and a loving but struggling mother. To help her, the boy began performing street comedy when he was just 10 years old. For Shia, performing wasn't just a way to make money, it was an escape from the chaos of home. Luck found him when he was cast in a Disney Channel series, Even Stevens. There, he played Louis Stevens, mischievous, clever, and charming. The role earned him a Daytime Emmy Award in 2003, marking the first milestone in the rise of a future movie star.
And the Emmy goes to...
Gotta love the Disney Channel, Shia LaBeouf.
After the success of Even Stevens, Shia didn't stop at the image of a teenage star. In 2003, the young actor turned a new page with Holes, a film adaptation of the beloved children's novel. His role as Stanley Yelnats marked the first time Shia proved he could carry a leading role on the big screen. The film achieved commercial success and opened the doors of Hollywood to the then 17-year-old boy. Just a few years later, Shia continued to make an impression with Disturbia in 2007, a thriller often described as a modern version of Alfred Hitchcock's classic Rear Window. The performance received positive reviews from critics, helping Shia break free from the image of a child actor and establish himself as a mature performer capable of guiding audiences through a wide range of emotions. And also in 2007, the peak of his career arrived when Shia LaBeouf appeared in the first installment of the blockbuster Transformers franchise, playing Sam Witwicky. Shia instantly became a global face. The film was not only a box office hit, but also defined the era of CGI-driven action cinema. A year later, 2008, he had the honor of standing alongside legend Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. At that time, the media hailed him as one of Hollywood's brightest young talents, capable of carrying billion-dollar franchises for years to come. To me, he was like a young Tom Cruise. Fearless, magnetic, and burning with that wild, unstoppable energy that made it impossible to look away. From the Disney Channel to global blockbusters, Shia's career soared at a breathtaking pace, all within less than a decade. By his early 20s, he had it all: fame, fortune, and opportunity. But at that very peak of success, the shadows of his childhood and his volatile temperament began to creep back in. From the peak of his career, the cracks began to show. As early as 2007, Shia LaBeouf started getting caught up in personal troubles. While he was dazzling on red carpets alongside Megan Fox for Transformers, he was arrested for allegedly threatening a neighbor. The incident took place in Van Nuys, Los Angeles, landing him in jail for 2 days. That same year, he was arrested again, this time for trespassing inside a Walgreens store. When asked to leave, Shia returned a second time after changing his clothes. In 2008, he was arrested once more for driving under the influence in Hollywood. Then in 2011, he got into a bar fight in Vancouver. These events showed how alcohol and his unresolved childhood trauma were slowly pulling him off track, leading him toward a downward spiral. In 2013, Shia released a short film titled HowardCantor.com. Just days later, critics discovered that the script was nearly identical to a comic by American artist Daniel Clowes. Hollywood called it blatant plagiarism. Shia quickly issued a public apology, but even that apology turned out to be copied from an online article. This was no longer a simple mistake. It became a serious question. Was even his remorse just another act? From that moment on, a familiar cycle began: scandal, apology, relapse. In 2014, musician and performance artist Rob Cantor released Shia LaBeouf Live. The song depicted him as a deranged cannibal. At the end of the video, Shia himself appeared, sitting alone in a dark theater, clapping. The strange image went viral, becoming one of the internet's most famous memes, one still alive today. Though the performance was meant as parody, its intent remained unclear, adding to Shia's growing reputation as a brilliant yet eccentric artist. That same year, Shia was back on the front pages, but not for a new film. During a cabaret performance on Broadway, he was arrested for smoking inside the theater and disrupting the cast. The court ordered him to attend alcohol rehabilitation. From a bright star, his image had shifted to that of a fallen man, not in a movie role, but in real life. Once again, the cycle returned: scandal, apology, relapse. The public barely had time to recover before another controversy arrived. In 2014, Shia joined the cast of Fury, a World War II film starring Brad Pitt and Logan Lerman. It should have been his chance to redeem himself, but instead, he shocked everyone with his extreme dedication to method acting. He reportedly pulled out one of his own teeth, refused to bathe for an entire week while living in a tank, and even cut his own face to give his character a real scar. The crew confirmed that Shia stayed in character even off-set, creating an atmosphere of constant tension. To him, it was proof of artistic devotion. To his colleagues, it was recklessness, earning him a reputation for being difficult to work with. Once again, Shia hovered on that thin line between genius and madness. In the following years, he immersed himself in performance art, blurring the line between life and art. In 2014, at the Berlin Film Festival, he shocked reporters by attending the Nymphomaniac press conference with a paper bag over his head that read, "I'm not famous anymore." Days later, he expanded it into a live performance in Los Angeles. He sat silently in a small room, still wearing the bag, facing one visitor at a time, and guests could interact with him however they wished. Some saw it as an honest act of apology, others called it pure madness. But what about you? Was it art or just another cry for attention? By November 2015, he launched All My Movies, a project where he spent 3 days inside a small New York theater, watching every film he'd ever made, from Even Stevens to Transformers and Fury. A camera focused only on his face, streaming live online. Viewers couldn't see the films, only Shia's reactions: laughter, tears, long moments of silence. For Shia, it was an act of reflection. For the audience, a curious mix of vulnerability and spectacle. Some felt moved by his honesty, others saw it as self-obsession. In early 2017, after Donald Trump's inauguration, Shia launched He Will Not Divide Us at the Museum of the Moving Image in New York. A camera live-streamed 24/7, inviting people to stand before it and chant the phrase, "He will not divide us." At first, it was seen as a message of unity and peaceful resistance. But within days, chaos erupted. Supporters and opponents clashed, police intervened, and the camera was vandalized repeatedly. The project moved from New York to New Mexico, then to Tennessee, yet chaos followed everywhere until it was finally shut down. What began as a symbol of unity turned into a spectacle of disorder, further cementing Shia's image as one of Hollywood's most controversial artists. And once again, the haunting loop returned: scandal, apology, relapse. From 2013 to 2017, Shia LaBeouf's name never left the headlines, but not for the right reasons. He was no longer the actor audiences admired, but the troubled soul the media couldn't stop watching. And with each apology, people asked the same question. Was this sincerity or just another performance in the endless show called Shia LaBeouf? To understand why Shia LaBeouf's career fell apart, we have to go back to where it all began. A chaotic childhood, a father consumed by addiction, a mother struggling just to survive. Those memories quietly smoldered beneath the surface, becoming the fuse for the scandals that would follow. Shia once admitted that he inherited both creativity and instability from his father. After a series of public outbursts, he opened up in an interview with Interview magazine in 2014, and for the first time, people began to see him differently. He said, "The only thing my father gave me that was of any value to me is pain." Then, he pulled back the curtain on his past. "My greatest and my worst memories are with my father. All my major trauma and my biggest celebrations came from him." To the public, Shia seemed to embody the tragic archetype of the child star, manipulated by parents, scarred for life. And suddenly, his reckless outbursts and his public breakdowns started to make sense. But the final words of that interview were brutally honest. "I've been a runner my whole life, running from myself. Whether it's movies, drinking, drugs, or fucking calamity, I've always been running. I'm a guy who loves delusion. That's why I love being an actor. I never have to actually look at myself, face my shit, or take responsibility." That confession, raw, self-aware, and painfully real, didn't bring him redemption. Instead, it became a shadow that haunted him for years to come. In 2019, Shia wrote Honey Boy, a semi-autobiographical film about his childhood and his complicated relationship with his father. He began writing it while in rehab as part of his therapy.
And you wrote this movie while in court-ordered rehab.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, did you say, hey, I got this time, I'm going to be in here, I'm going to do this? Was this something you set out to do?
Well, they said you have PTSD, you got to start writing. This is how you get to the solution. The only way out is through. So I started writing all these dark chapters, of my life, and it wound up being this script form thing. Sent it to my friend, became a movie.
Shia played the role of his own father, and during filming, he actually reconnected with him after years of estrangement. But not long after, Shia admitted in another interview that many details in the film were inaccurate, some even exaggerated.
That wasn't real. My dad never hit me. Never. He spanked me once, one time. And the story that gets painted in Honey Boy is like this dude was like abusing his kid all the time. My dad tried to keep me from smoking cigarettes. That's when he spanked me. He found me smoking cigarettes in the shower. He pulled me out. He spanked me. That's when he spanked me. But that wasn't my narrative because it didn't position me as like this wounded, fractured child that you could root for.
And once again, the same question returned. With Shia, is there ever a whole truth? If Honey Boy stirred doubts, the 2020 lawsuit filed by singer FKA Twigs turned those doubts into a storm. This was no longer an artistic controversy or a piece of Hollywood gossip. It was a serious legal case. FKA Twigs accused him of physical and emotional abuse throughout their relationship. The lawsuit dragged on for years, with testimonies and evidence that transformed his image from troubled artist to abuser. And even though the case was finally settled in July 2025, the stain it left behind would not easily fade. During that same period, Shia continued to make headlines for disorderly conduct, drunk driving, public fights, repeated run-ins with the police. These incidents only strengthened his association with one word: troublemaker. The question remained, who is Shia LaBeouf really? A sincere artist trapped in his own chaos, or a man lost in the persona he created for himself? Tell me what you think down in the comments. What is certain is that his downfall wasn't just the result of scandal. It was born from childhood wounds that never healed. That darkness still clings to his name, keeping Shia LaBeouf forever trapped in the gray area between truth and illusion, where no one can quite tell where the man ends and the performance begins. Today, even though Shia LaBeouf's career is no longer as dazzling as it was during the Transformers era, his name still sparks deeply divided emotions. Shia remains one of Hollywood's great paradoxes, a rebellious soul consumed by alcohol, scandals, and uncontrollable outbursts, yet also an artist unafraid to experiment, to strip open his deepest wounds and turn pain into art. Within Shia, opposites constantly coexist: darkness and light, truth and illusion, genius and madness. And it is precisely this contradiction that has shaped him into a unique figure, not defined by perfection, but by the haunting scars that make him who he is. So the final question remains: can Shia LaBeouf write a new chapter strong enough to rise above his past? Or will he forever be remembered as one of Hollywood's most beautiful tragedies? Share your thoughts in the comments below.